What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Show. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? Holy shit. While I was at work the other day, a whole bunch of shit came out during this PlayStation 5 showcase. It kind of changed my entire plan. Initially, I was planning on doing kind of like a, before I did a reaction to the showcase, I was going to look at that Ratchet and Clank demo from opening night live at Gamescom and do kind of like a quick update with Xbox, announcing their price and everything. I end up going to work, and then just so much shit comes out. We get that pre-orders are live for the PS5. We get a price. We get all this stuff. Which, by the way, $500 from PlayStation for the PlayStation 5, $400 for the disc for the digital version, the one without a disc drive. Well done to Sony. Because I was actually going to say that I think Xbox came out and really put the pressure on them with that $500 price point, and Sony comes right back and goes, "Okay, you know what, $500." So I really think that Sony took away a big advantage from Xbox. I know so many people think the Xbox Series S is going to be a big advantage, but again, I look at it as is it 4 or 300? Whatever. It's a couple $100 basically upgrade to your Series X or to your Xbox One. It really all their internal development studios are developing for both current and next gen hardware, with all their services and everything that they're trying to promote, xCloud and Game Pass and everything. It's I keep seeing everybody's like, "Oh, well, you can upgrade to the next gen without much of a, without having to spend $500." I'm like, "Well, okay, but why would I need to go to the next gen anyways?" Again, if their internal studios are going to be coming out with everything for both generations of hardware, again with xCloud, if that works the way they say it's going to work with Game Pass and everything, you could probably just keep. You don't have to upgrade right away. It's just going to take up shelf space and everything. I thought the thing that actually put pressure on PlayStation was the price of the Xbox Series X, and PlayStation answers with $500 and everything. It just, it was a whole really interesting couple of hours. Of course, the price of the PS5 and everything happens while I'm at work, and I wasn't able to get a pre-order because everywhere around me sold out by the time that I actually was able to sit down and try and pre-order my PS5. So I had a little mini freak out. Almost thought I was about to have a heart attack or a stroke at work. Had a panic attack or whatever, but thank God near the end of it, I got an email from Sony. Apparently I got selected or whatever for that, you can pre-order directly from Sony or something that starts later today, because, I spent all day yesterday sleeping. Sorry about that. I don't know why. I've just been super tired lately, but either way, so I still have a chance to get myself a PS5 at launch. But yeah, I gotta say, I respect a lot what Sony did here. I've heard that there's some cool announcements here during the showcase and everything, so I've talked a lot. I just kind of wanted to get through some of those thoughts, just kind of stuff that's been rattling around in my head for a few videos that I'm just decided, you know what, let's just do this and be done with it all. So let's hop into things. That's right, guys, mature content. I still like the look of the PS5. I really, really like it.
This planet seems somehow different.
Where are we?
You see things others can't.
I sense the power that flows through this land. Yet, you do not fully understand it.
But whatever comes, I will be ready.
Okay, let's do this.
It just it's like I said, the PS5, just the look of the console is really cool to me. Initially, I was kind of like, okay, it's kind of weird. I prefer the black plating personally because I like the sleek look of it. But you know what? The white plating with the black, kind of like that black core, the blue light around it, the white controller and everything. I've really kind of come around to it. I really like the look of the PS5, especially compared to the Xbox One X or Xbox Series X. I still think the Series X just looks weird. I really do. And I know I keep seeing people like, oh, the Xbox Series X is such a unique look or whatever. I'm just like, it's something about it, man. And again, maybe it's me being a PlayStation fanboy, whatever, but I like the design. Just the more I look at the PS5 design, I like it more and more. See, at least they were honest that this is off a PC. Oh, this is Final Fantasy 16.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
How do we even know the girl will be among us?
Our kind do not question orders, we follow them.
Sergeant, let's summon their icon.
Icon? That thing's a bloody mountain!
Our foe will not relinquish their mother crystal easily. This will be a bitter fight.
You should not be out of doors. We have discussed this.
Sorry if I kind of ruined things by calling, saying, "Oh, this is the new Final Fantasy." I mean, well, this, this showcase was from like a day and a half ago, and also, I kept hearing rumors that the next Final Fantasy was going to be shown here, and as soon as I saw that character, I'm like, "Oh, this is Final Fantasy." I mean, I get what's with them with all the boy band looking characters. In a weird way, though, this looks grittier, kind of darker than a lot of Final Fantasies I've seen. Also looks like it's got a lot more of like a fantasy vibe. I know, like, I don't know. I know Final Fantasy has always obviously had a fantasy vibe. It kind of has like a medieval look to it in this in the shot that we're looking at right now. It's just something that I've not really. I don't know. Maybe it's more common. My Final Fantasy knowledge is kind of hit and miss, but that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting here. It doesn't look kind of. Every Final Fantasy will still be. It still kind of has it's fantasy, but it's kind of futuristic. There's kind of like technology. This one kind of looks like it's a medieval fantasy sort of look to it. That's just me.
Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
You see what I mean? It kind of looks more like medieval Europe.
I'm sworn to protect him.
Ow. Sorry. Bumped my keyboard.
What do you mean you refuse? Did you not pledge your swords to our cause?
What does it matter? It was the Dalmex who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
So, 1700 Dragoons. Imperial Vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
Holy shit.
It's the Archduke's son.
The Phoenix.
Joshua! Stop this!
It looks like this might be less party-based. I don't know. I just from all those action sequences, it looks like you're fighting alone, like there's a party around you.
legacy of the crystals has shaped our history. I'll kill you. If it's the last thing I do.
Cool. Also makes me ask the question, hey, when's the sequel to the Final Fantasy VII remake gonna come out? Just gonna throw that one out there. Again, you know, that I love how it said PlayStation. I gotta go back here for a second. PlayStation console exclusive, also on PC. I love that. It's PlayStation console exclusive, also on PC. Just in this tiny print going, yeah, it's not an exclusive. Oh, okay, there we go. So from here on out, it's all PS5. Oh, it's the new Spider-Man.
It's too cold to change.
You could hear that sound. You heard the web shooters.
Dang, I'm late for Mom's rally.
Subway card, check. You got the house key?
Yeah, I got it.
Come on! We're gonna be late! Hey! Dude, I am so filling your suit with snow. Are you still wearing your suit?
Yeah, you know, just in case.
It's gonna be fine.
Who's this guy, and why does he know that Miles is also Spider-Man?
This is
or
my
a
favorite
Spider-Man.
part of living in Harlem. Pop-up street fair, best food in the city, awesome music.
Man, this would be great for the last beat I was working on. I should get back into mixing.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, weird. I always have to ask this question because I always hear it pronounced one way or the two different ways. Is it Morales or Morals?
Still hard to think.
Because I've heard both.
Politician.
Which is it? Can anybody spell it phonetically for me?
Corralling people, educating them, making sure they don't throw things at each other.
Because I think it's Morales. That's how I've always read it. It's how it's always looked to me, but I've always heard people pronounce it the other way. And
I'm Brian Horton, creative director at Insomniac Games. We're excited to show you this first look at gameplay from Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh, there we go, Morales.
1 year after the events of the first game, and we find Miles' new home, Harlem, is in danger. Trouble brews while Miles' mom, Rio Morales, leads an election rally. A war between the devious energy corporation Roxxon and the Underground. A high-tech criminal army led by the Tinkerer starts to break out. In this gameplay sequence, captured on PlayStation 5 hardware, the Underground attacks Roxxon, sending the rally into chaos in a fight that spills onto the Braithwaite Bridge, where the Underground tries to steal Roxxon's experimental energy source, Newform. Let's take a look.
Okay, so the Tinkerer is going to be our main villain here.
Let's not shoot each other, all right?
From what I've read about this Spider-Man game... Fuck's my mouse. Sorry. From what I've read about the Spider-Man game, apparently it's going to be entirely... This is a spin-off. This isn't the sequel to the original. The original is still going to be getting a sequel, so I'm going to guess we're still going to see Harry and the symbiote and all that stuff that they were setting up in the first game. So with this one, it's going to be Miles. It's going to be, it's a standalone kind of spin-off. It's going to be entirely, new villains, standalone plot and everything. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see like what all villains are going to be bringing this one. I mean, clearly we have to tinker. I'm curious like who else we're going to be seeing.
We're after the new form. Ignore everything else. Get rid of him. Then grab as much as you can carry.
You know, I'm kind of holding out hope that we see the lizard. Did we see the lizard in the first game? No, we didn't. We didn't see the lizard in the first game. Yeah, you might want to get the hell out of there.
Keep him busy.
That bridge is coming down! I have to stop this!
Alright, you know what? I gotta say, my biggest fear for this game was gonna be that it was just gonna be a blatant reskin of the first one. And I gotta say, it looks like there's new finishers. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say there's no reused animations or assets or anything like that, but it looks... I mean, the way Miles fights is different from the way Peter fought in the first game. It definitely does... I mean, you see the way he was moving right there. I mean, that was clearly a reused asset. You know, that was the exact same way that Peter moved when he was just walking around in the first game. But, you know, clearly we have new moves, new finishers and everything. It's still got a little bit more of a little more new flair. Again, it doesn't look like, oh, this is just, again, the same Spider-Man with, like I said, just a new character. It's just the same assets and everything. I like the fact that they're doing something a little different here.
No!
I also have to respect the time crunch that, because I mean, what? It took them a year and a half for this one, between the first Spider-Man game and this one.
The bus!
I could be wrong on the amount of time, because for some reason I'm saying a year and a half. Maybe it's been 2 years. Yeah, whatever. You get what I mean. It's not been that long.
No! Don't worry, I got you!
Thank you. Man! Those people! They're trapped!
Yeah, so go save them.
I've got an idea!
I like these little quick time event Spider-Man rescue things. I liked them in the first game, and I'm glad they're still here.
Just a little closer!
Cool. Oh, is this the yeah, this is the Harry Potter game. Right. I was seeing clips that this got announced. I'm actually really excited for this.
Magic, both beautiful and powerful, binds together our long history.
I was actually really interested in a Harry Potter game, or a game set in the Harry Potter universe, I should put it that way, where you don't play as Harry Potter. You know, you just go into Hogwarts doing wizard stuff. I've actually wanted to play a game like that for a long time. It was actually something that I really liked about the early Harry Potter games. I want to say, God damn it, I always forget which one it was. I want to say it was Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets, the one where he fought the giant snake. The second Harry Potter game, that's what it was. On the PS2 and the Xbox, that game was fucking amazing. I really have wanted to play something like that for a long time. I'm really glad we're getting something like that.
That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts. Now
also like the
add your own
music
to these hallowed halls.
Oh, so it's before
shape the future of the wizarding world.
Yeah, so this was actually this sounds like it's a prequel to Harry Potter.
Portrait.
Because obviously because the school's still around. If I remember correctly, my Harry Potter lore, especially near the end of the series, is a little shaky. But doesn't the school get destroyed or really fucked up near the end of the series? Mix that with, obviously, Harry Potter doesn't take place in the late 1800s. I would at least guess it was in the 90s, the 80s. I don't know. I actually don't know what year Harry Potter actually takes place. It's not the late 1800s, I can say that.
Every stone in this castle tells the story of witches and wizards who came before. Here you will meet lifelong friends and grow into your own magical abilities in the classrooms of the world's most talented professors. And while your journey begins at Hogwarts, brewing potions, taming fantastic beasts, and mastering spells, there is a larger world beyond these walls. A world filled with dangers you can't yet imagine. An ancient knowledge long gone from this world. That strange and mysterious talent you possess may be the key to unlocking this dormant power. Your potential is limitless. But what form will it take? The journey ahead will reveal what you stand for.
Okay, I am totally on board with this game. There's only one thing that can make this suck, is that if it's like a shared world MMO style thing. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. Avalanche. I really hope that that's not a kind of like, you know what I mean, kind of like a shared universe style game. I really hope that it's its own just standalone. I can go to Hogwarts and be my own wizard kind of thing. I really hope that's what it is. I don't know, like some sort of like weird party-based game, or probably not party, but you know, like I can like pick what skills I want like to be good at. You know, do I want to be good at like defense against the dark arts? Do I want to be good at I'm plant shit? I can't remember the word. Is it herbology? Whatever the hell is it in Harry Potter? I can't remember. You know, that, do I want to be good at potions? Do I want, you know, like you have like different like classes and skills. I don't know. Like that's the kind of game I want. You know, like create a character. You know, you actually go and it's kind of like Bully, where you actually go and do classes, and you know, you have in the house contests, and you know, you can play Quidditch and do all that stuff on top of a deeper like story that would span multiple years. You know, you even get to pick what house you're a part of. That's the kind of game I want. Do I think that's what we're going to get? Probably not, but it's what I would really like to see. know, so far I'm really liking this
I'm
presentation.
Dan Vondrak, creative director at Raven. One of our goals as developers is to bring the game world to life unlike anything you've ever experienced, and the PlayStation 5 is making that happen. With the power of the new console, we've been able to significantly enhance the overall experience. From what you see in the world, to how it feels in your hands, to what you hear around you. In Black Ops Cold War, you will be transported to the year 1981, in the middle of one of the most dangerous times the world has ever known, the height of the Cold War. The following is a portion of the first campaign mission where you've been given the name of a high-value target linked to the Iran hostage crisis. But in true Black Ops style, nothing is as it seems. Take a look.
See, I think that this presentation, hell, this is probably better than opening night live. I mean, they're not having the technical issues. It's just, it's nice. It's recorded. The audio's great, you know, because this is professionally recorded and everything. You're not having Jeff Keighley standing there doing his thing that it sounds professional and everything, then having somebody Skype in, talking in through their, through their Apple headphones or whatever. You know, Microsoft was having a similar thing with all their Xbox events. This is a really good, it's quick, it's just, I'm trying to think the best way to put it. It's quick, simple, it's to the point. Nobody's, you know, sitting and giving long speeches, other than myself, obviously, while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. Well, that's beside the point. But, you know, it's just, it's to the point. There's no fat to this. I've actually really enjoyed this so far.
Qasim is out of the picture.
How long before we get Arash?
The team arrived in Turkey a few hours ago. They should be in position shortly.
This made me want to break out my my 360 and play Black Ops again.
Airfield's just up ahead. Let's go find this shithead.
Priority is to ID Arash before things go hot.
Because I'm trying to remember, wasn't Woods, was he our main character in the first game? I think he was. Because this is a direct sequel to Black Ops, from what I remember from when this game got announced at Opening Night Live. I believe this is a direct sequel to Black Ops. I know 2 shared that, you know, it wasn't a direct sequel, but it was a sequel to it. But this is an even more, I guess, again, even more direct sequel, supposedly. I'm gonna have to go back and play just to get the characters again.
Coming truck, left side.
Arash might be in the truck.
I can't make out his face yet. I don't want to know. The fuck? He just diced everyone in a truck. That's gotta be Arash.
Hold fire. We need a positive ID. That's our man. Take him out.
Throwing in the bullet look from, oh, cool, body shield. Come on, brain, what game? Sniper Elite. Oh, cool, he put a grenade on him.
Get in!
Oh, fucking awesome. badass if they saw that the propeller fly right over their head like that.
This was part of the plan!
Let's go.
Get ready!
Yeah, I'm in. I'm
We
in.
hope you enjoyed that sneak peek at the campaign for Black Ops Cold War. There are many more twists and turns along the way as you begin to unravel the truth, and we can't wait for you to play it soon. In addition to the story campaign, Cold War features the next generation of multiplayer online combat and an all-new awesome zombies experience. Today, I have the special honor to announce on behalf of my friends at Treyarch that the PlayStation community doesn't have to wait to play multiplayer. Starting this Friday, PlayStation players will be able to play the multiplayer alpha exclusively on PlayStation 4. And for those of you that are watching at home on your PS4, you can preload the experience starting tomorrow. We can't wait to see you online Friday and through the weekend. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All clear.
Come on, move!
What is
Chris?
this?
What the hell? Take him away.
Oh. The next Resident Evil.
In life and
There's
in
like
death,
werewolves, isn't there?
we give glory. The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Mia.
Quit being so paranoid. Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work. But the forest greeted them with a dark, cold silence. The bushes empty. Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free of Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest deep.
And in death, we give you glory. Mother Miranda.
It's just a local tale.
Does anyone else remember when Resident Evil was about zombies? They say this was Resident Evil 7, I guess it's 8.
If it's just looking, window shop away.
Yeah, like I said, does anybody remember when Resident Evil was about zombies? Anyone? Because let's look at the last couple Resident Evil games, and I'm talking like 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is Deathloop. The game looks fucking awesome, by the way. Let's look at 6, 7, 8. So 6 was zombies, but let's be honest, hell, even 5 was going way the hell out there and pushing the concept of zombies with air quotes. 7 had those weird, gooey goo monsters or whatever, and now it's werewolves. Resident Evil has jumped the shark. I guess 6 jumped the shark, but beside the point. I really like the look of this game. I've liked the style,
you want
the
out
concept.
You gotta learn how it works. Black Reef is a puzzle, and each visionary is a different piece. Here's Igor.
I am a respected scientist!
I've done so many loops, I've learned to run circles around him.
Hey, over here! I'm coming for you!
Reader! Get him!
All right.
I am trying to focus, you son of a bitch!
I've tried taking my targets out one by one more than I can remember, but there is never enough time. I go after one, another lives, because right now, half an island away, a different visionary is throwing his nightly cannibal masquerade. Alexis Dorsey.
Everybody shut up! This is my jam.
Igor's a big fan, yet somehow he never makes it to the party. Something keeps him home.
Colt, you there, buddy?
Here's the invite to the party. And here's why Igor blew it off. He made some kind of scientific breakthrough that morning.
I did it! I did it, it works!
That he makes every morning. Unless I get there first.
Oh, cool.
No experiment, no breakthrough. No reason for Igor not to drink his disappointment with Alexis. Now I got a shot at killing them both at the same time. In the same loop.
Is that Colt? Hey, Wolf! It's time to hunt!
Sorry, I'll let you into my world of why I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't even think about that because I knew the concept of this game, being that you're in you're in this just kind of like Groundhog Day loop. The only way to get through it is to kill all these different people as this character. This is I can't remember the studio that did this. This is the studio that was behind Dishonored, isn't it? That's kind of why they look very similar to each other. Looks like a more shooter-based version of Dishonored, which I really like. And then you have the other assassin who really likes this whole death loop thing and is constantly trying to stop you and all that. So I really like that concept. I think that's also how multiplayer works, how the other person plays the other assassin trying to stop you. So that's really cool. But I didn't think they'd be doing something like this where you actually can use the loops to gain information on your targets and learn how to kind of group them together to make it so in that 24-hour span you can kind of kill them kill them together. Like that's really cool to me. I also really like how this game is supposedly going to be using the haptic feedback of the DualSense controller. Like supposedly when you're like say your gun jams, you in this game, when your gun jams, your triggers will actually lock up. I'm sure, there's other ways that it's going to do it too, but, I really like that idea.
8 targets on my list, every one of them with grand plans for eternal life. To break the loop, I gotta break the rules. Clock's ticking.
And you just ran out of time. You keep forgetting, Colt. I'm not like those other idiots. Only got one name on my list. Yours.
Bethesda and Arcane. There we go. I wanted to say Arcane, but that name just wasn't coming to me. Or I was just like, no, it's not Arcane, is it? See, again, it's not a PlayStation exclusive if it's also going to PC. I love the little, tiny little asterisk at the bottom of the screen, but I don't know. Deathloop might not be one of those games that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to play it, but it's definitely one of those games that has my attention. It's kind of like Ghostwire Tokyo. which actually might be what we're looking at now.
If our positions were switched, would our fates...
Oh, no, this is Devil May Cry.
...different? Would I have your life? And you mine? You a demon? Kneel before me. This is power. Rest in peace. Devil May Cry.
Maybe. I don't know. I probably won't play that. Just because I had fun with Devil May Cry 5. Not enough to play it again, but... Though I would listen to the soundtrack again. Game had a fantastic soundtrack. Speaking of soundtrack, those piano chords sounded really familiar to me.
What are they doing? Did those fugitive morons burn down their own hideout?
It sounds idiotic, but that's exactly what it looks like.
Bad karma for burning down my farm.
Hi, I'm Lorne Lanning, creative director of Oddworld Soulstorm, and we're excited to bring you an all-new exclusive trailer from the game. Here, our unlikely hero, Abe, finds himself fresh off the back of freeing his people from the nefarious Rupture Farms. He thinks the journey is over, but soon discovers it has only just begun. The stakes are higher, the threats are larger, the obstacles are more devious, and it's all made possible by the power of PlayStation 5. Enjoy.
Yeah, this is another game that's just not for me. I've seen the Oddworld games, just not. It takes a lot for me to get interested in a platformer.
We are not letting that ape guy get away from us again.
Wait here.
Hey, why'd you hold up?
I could go for a sandwich right now.
We gotta get out of here. Come on, let's get out of here.
My tummy's growling. I'm hungry.
Stop.
Gregory, your friends are worried about you. They're here with me. Please come out. Gregory, I may have lost my temper earlier, but it was just a glitch. It won't happen again. It's been
such a difficult day for all of us. Why don't you come out and we can play a game together?
What the hell?
It won't happen again.
Oh, it's Five Nights. Alright. Any pseudo-interest that I had is now gone.
Gregory, be still. I think she's found us.
Yeah, like I said, any pseudo interest I had, gone. Yeah, I've never understood the Five Nights franchise.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so.
Oh, is this the
Soul of the lost.
Oh, it's one of the Souls games. Aren't they remaking Demon Souls? Isn't that what they're redoing?
Let strength be granted so the world might be.
Excuse me, sorry.
So the world might be mended.
Yeah, I'm not sure which From Software game this is, but it's a From Software game. It's like I said, I want to say it's Demon Souls. Looks cool. I'll say that. I'll also say, still not for me. Or is it Dark Souls 1? I can't remember which one they're remaking. Because that's clearly one of the pyres, so that's Dark Souls, I think. So you're gonna give us, like, music or something? Yeah, I was right. This is Demon Souls. I don't know why I hedged. I could have sworn it was Demon Souls, but then my brain was like, well, but this also looks like Dark Souls. I don't know. I know, same developer and everything. Similar games, but... As I always say, though, not for me. I'm still really surprised we haven't seen any Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm surprised I had to put that trailer in there. It's like, don't worry, you can still play Fortnite.
Can you kill something that big?
My name is Marcus.
My name is Kara.
My name is Connor.
What, are these free upgrades, or just you play these games for free on your PS5? So honestly, this is a pretty good collection. No, that game sucked. I know people liked it. I still think it sucked.
After all, we've been there.
Yeah, the good one. Yeah.
It's time.
Obviously, I love Persona 5. Jeez, really? Okay, that's a pretty good collection. If all you have to do is just have a PlayStation Plus subscription to play all those, that's a pretty good collection. I mean, I don't know, like maybe you'll have to pay extra or something for your PS Plus, but even that, I'd still say that's kind of worth it. Maybe not for me, because I have most of those games, but like I said, either way, that's a pretty good collection, if you ask me. Again, like I said at the beginning, I really like this design. I like that price announcement. You know, like I said at the beginning, I think, oh, November 12th, okay. Awesome. Even have the actual release date.
So now you know. Thank you all for joining us today and for being part of this amazing journey. It's your passion as fans of gaming that drives us to deliver a truly new generation of experiences on PS5. From everyone at PlayStation, we appreciate your continued support, and we look forward to you getting your hands on PS5 very soon. To close, let me leave you with one more quick look.
Thanks, Jim. Hard to believe. That's like a month and a half. Coming out mid-November. Well, actually, yeah, a little under 2 months, about a month and a half, something like that. No, I think Xbox put pressure on PlayStation when they came out with that. When they came out with that $400 with the $500 price point, and then PlayStation answered right back. I think, again, I keep saying this. I think PlayStation has the games. I think that is what is going to win them this generation. Xbox, yeah, might be able to lean into their, we have the more powerful hardware, some other things, but I think PlayStation has the game, I think they have enough talent within their internal development studios. I think they have enough exclusives and games and everything to really mitigate that advantage on the Xbox side. If anything, put it into the PlayStation camp. Again, I always say this, I'm a PlayStation guy. Or at least this past generation has turned me into a PlayStation guy, so, take it for what it's worth. But I really do think PlayStation has a massive advantage over Xbox going into this generation. Xbox has a lot of really cool studios and a lot of talent, but it just looks like they're not doing anything with them. It looks like they're so much focusing on becoming like a subscription service as opposed to a console and become a subscription service, as opposed basically trying to be Stadia instead of trying to be a game publisher along with a console manufacturer. And I think Sony's just kind of gone, look, how to put this? I've seen, if I can try this sentence one more time. So many people I've seen on Twitter and everything have been going, oh, Xbox is trying to push gaming forward. They're trying to do something new. Sony's just doing the same old thing. This is what I said during the whole VR craze. I mean, it's still around, but let's be honest, it hasn't revolutionized the industry like everybody thought it would. I said the technology's not there. Maybe this is the future, but it's not going, at the current time, it's not going to replace sitting at a desk, sitting on your couch with your TV, your console, your PC, whatever, and just playing a game. With a controller, a gamepad, a mouse, keyboard, whatever, it's not going to replace it yet because the technology's not there. Same thing with Stadia and everything. Yeah, it's a really cool, ambitious idea. Maybe this is the future, but until bandwidth and everything can get figured out across even the US, it's massively. You always hear Xbox, oh, well, with xCloud, we're bringing gaming to everyone, everywhere. Well, okay, but your internet's got to be strong enough. It's just like Stadia, even amongst the US. And again, I have more of an US-centric focus because I'm an American. Across the US, bandwidth and connection rates and everything are massively different. Then when you take into consideration the whole world, yeah, things aren't at a place where this can replace a console or a PC or just sitting and playing your game. I've been saying that for the longest time. It's a cool idea. Maybe it is the future. To quote a GameSpot article, which I really liked around the time, again, the VR craze. It was, maybe VR is the future. The future isn't now. And I think that's what PlayStation has decided. Look, we're going to keep doing what works. We're going to keep going and make this as good as it can. And obviously we'll take a look at the stuff for the future, but it's just not there yet. So that's my take on it. I think PlayStation has a monster advantage going into next gen. Oh yeah, by the way, God of War sequel.
You must prepare yourself.
Is the kid bringing Ragnarok upon everyone? Because we know he's Loki. By the way, awesome twist that they put in at the end of God of War. I really love that twist.
Let's go.
I'm so really surprised that we didn't see Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm really surprised about that.
I stay strong, forever young.
All right, nothing like getting a copyright claim. Having to pray to God that this doesn't end up blocking the video.
I'm unstoppable.
Is that Ni no Kuni? That's what the art style reminded me of.
I'm strong. Fearless. I am fearless.
It's Godfall. And more Deathloop. I still really like the look of Deathloop. I really do. God damn, I so want to see more of that Harry Potter game. You know, I'm surprised we didn't see Horizon Zero Dawn 2. That we didn't see any anything other than a trailer for that, or like bits of a sizzle reel. Like we didn't see any actual like a new trailer or anything for it. All right, well guys, there you go. Looks like that was the end of the PlayStation Showcase. I'm super excited. I love the price. I think the release date's great. Yeah, I don't know what else I have to say about this. I'm pumped. I'm still really hoping I can get my hands on a PlayStation 5. You know, obviously it's, I think, in a couple hours or whatever, the actual event starts. So, you know, I'm hopefully I'll actually be able to pre-order my goddamn thing from Sony and everything, and I have one day one. If not, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'll keep you guys informed as always. Real quick before I end, because I really don't have much else to say about the showcase. I think the showcase itself was good. I really like the price, everything. I've pretty much talked all that stuff to death. Just a few, I guess, announcement or whatever, just kind of an idea for the scheduling coming up. We have Night City Wire. There's one tomorrow, depending on what time it's, or I guess it's later today, seeing that it's past midnight. Whatever. We have a Night City Wire from CD Projekt Red. Depending on the time, I will take a look at that either today or tomorrow. It all just kind of comes down to what time. It's kind of like this showcase when I have to go to work and everything. So that's what's going to change up, all that stuff. So we will be taking a look at that. As of now, I'm not planning on doing a weekly show on Sunday just because, you know, we had this showcase. Pretty much everything I wanted to talk about was either this or during Night City Wire. So we really just don't, unless something big drops that I have an interest in, don't expect a weekly show on Sunday. So that's kind of a scheduling for the next couple days. I, as always, want to say, guys, thank you so much for putting up with my weird schedule over the last couple days. I know I've like uploaded like 2 or 3 videos in the last 4 days. It's just because I've been conked out. I've just been asleep and everything. I've just been busy, all that stuff. I've got a good number of days off coming up, so I'll really be able to hit the recording hard and all that. I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for putting up with me, my schedule and everything. It means a lot. I love doing this. I love doing this with you guys. I know I'm a broken record every time I say it, but I love sharing games with you guys. I love talking games with you guys. It's just, I also have to pay bills and eat and all that shit. So I sometimes real world has to take priority as much as I don't like it, but the fact that you guys sit around and all that, and, you aren't like, hey, when's the next video, fuckface? I appreciate that I don't get that from you guys. I'm glad that you guys seem to understand all that stuff and all that. Just always know that I am always trying to figure out something else I can do for you guys. I can always try and put out more content, etc., etc. That all means a lot to me. So there we go. All that sappy emotional stuff is done. Thanks for watching, guys. Social media is in the description. Like, comment, not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, my name's AJ Gels. This is Something Gaming Channel. I'm out.